This is High Point University, where last season the campus hosted the Big South Conference Tournament. We are now in November, as the weather gets colder and the sun sets earlier. Every team starts with a fresh slate and a new schedule. We are set for a new season here in High Point, North Carolina, where anything can happen. This is the Panther Pregame. Welcome to the Panther Pregame Show. I'm Jonah, Alewine, along with Scott Semanchik. Scott, we have an exciting season ahead of us for the High Point Panthers women's basketball team, which starts off their home season against Guilford College tonight in an exhibition game. What are your initial feelings going into this season?
Yeah, it's going to be a big kickback year for the Panthers. Big South regular season champions last year, unable to get it finished during the tournament last year. So they're going to go and look with high expectations to be competitive and get the job finished this year.
The Panthers finished last season 20-12 and winning the regular season title. However, they fell short of the national tournament and lost to Presbyterian in Big South tournament play.
Yeah, that leaves a sour taste in your mouth as a team. Never mind it being at your home court because the Cobain Center was hosting the Big South tournament. Now it's going to be in a neutral site out in Tennessee. But you have to be able to carry that feeling from last year through this year and be that push that wants you to go to the top of the Big South.
The Panthers are once again led by head coach Chelsea Banbury, who has guided the team through the tournament before. She does have what it takes to bring this new squad to the promised land. Our very own Faith Wolpert was able to sit down with the Panthers head coach going into her 6th season at the helm.
Ahead of High Point University's game tonight against Guilford College, I'm here with head coach Chelsea Banbury. We're excited to catch up with her and hear her thoughts on the upcoming season. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
So, last season you led the team to a strong 14-2 record in conference play. What were the key factors that led to this success?
I think down the stretch they kind of bought in and committed to each other, and we started to execute at a much higher level than we were earlier on in the season.
Do you think the dynamic of the team this year is going to change a lot? Because you've lost 2 of your top 3 scorers, you've brought in 5 new transfers, so what roles do you see those players play?
Yeah, I think this team has a completely new face, right? We graduated a ton. We have 10 newcomers right now with freshmen, walk-ons, and transfers. So it's a completely different team.
Yeah.
Some familiar faces,
Right.
Nakaya will be here, Nevaeh is still going to have a big role, Anna Hager, same thing. Aaliyah Collins, I think, will get some more time on the floor, and then I'm really excited with our transfers fitting into that, and I think we should continue to roll.
Awesome. I recall a moment last year in a press conference that Lauren Bevis said you were the only coach that had never raised your voice at her or her team. So can you just speak a little bit on that coaching style and why it works so well for you?
I just don't think I should have to yell to get you to do something if you don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. I believe that somebody else will. They'll want to find the floor. And then I think you can teach without yelling. I want to be demanding. I don't necessarily want to be demeaning, but, we want to teach. Okay, and the player's job is to bring the energy and the enthusiasm and things like that. Now, I've raised my voice sort of on a handful of occasions, but I think when you use it like that, it has a lot more impact instead of a coach that's yelling all the time and, sometimes all of a sudden players will be thinking, oh, here she goes again. Hopefully I can use it in the right times, and there's no right way or wrong way. That's just kind of what works for me.
What works for you, yeah. So last season you just fell short of the Big South tournament, but you're ranked number 1 in preseason polls. So how do you overcome this pressure and come out strong against Guilford?
I don't put too much on preseason polls, and we have a lot of new faces, and like I said, we're a different team from last year. So, how last year ended isn't what we wanted it to be, but this year is a new season, a new team, and we have to go out and prove it and earn everything that we're going to get this year. We try to learn from what we did last year, and we don't want the same things to beat us, but this team has to make their own identity, and hopefully we can do it early on and still come away. We have the same goals, but ultimately, hopefully we accomplish them this year.
Great. Well, thank you. And back to you.
Thanks, Faith. Coach Chelsea Banbury has high expectations for this Panthers team, and so does the Big South. As the polls scroll behind me, High Point leads with 5 first-place votes. However, when you look down the board, those numbers are spread out, with even Presbyterian receiving a first-place vote and sitting 8th.
Yeah, exactly. That shows you how competitive this Big South is going to be. Number 2 to number 5 all are within the same votes range of that 57 to 52 votes, so it's going to expect it to be super competitive. High Point has that first place. This is their 4th year in a row that preseason they've been placed first, but you're not going to be able to get all the first place votes. They didn't finish the job last year. They did win the regular season title, but they didn't finish the job, and that's actually the reason why Presbyterian probably gets that first place vote. They finished the job last year. They won it. So you have to give the respects there, even though they did lose some big names, which is why they're down at 8th. Tilda Skrovitz, she's at Mizzou. She was the tournament MVP, major guard for them during the tournament most specifically, and also their center in Brianna Brady. She graduated out, so they lost 2 big parts of their team. Really, their entire team they lost, but you still got to be able to give credit where credit's due. They were a 5 seed when they went into the tournament.
Yeah, going as a 5 seed, as he said, and winning it in the tournament, every team in the Big South makes that tournament. So it just matters when a team gets hot in March and making that run. All 9 of them could end up winning that tournament.
Yeah, and as the season is approaching now, we will head into the arena or hear more from Akeana Roots.
Thanks, guys. HPU is expecting a lot out of one of its freshmen. I sat down with Dom Neslin to hear about why she picked HPU and her ambitions on and off the court.
The beautiful campus, the support from the coaching, I just loved it. I love the team.
Neslin isn't only here to take in the scenery. She's eager to show what she's got.
I just want to come in and contribute, if that's rebounding, if it's just getting my teammates involved, if it's scoring, I just want to get on the court and contribute in any way I can.
She has had zero problem adjusting to HPU's fast-paced style of play.
It was kind of similar to Xavier and my club team, Cal Stars. So I don't know, I feel like I have pretty high IQ, so it was kind of easy adjusting to what Coach Banbury was asking from us.
Even as a freshman, Neslin has a clear goal for this season.
To win the Big South tournament, even though that is a team goal too, but that's definitely our main goal so we can make it into March Madness.
Neslin may want to go dancing in the March Madness tournament, but she understands that school needs to be a top priority.
I want to keep having a 4.0, that would be really big for me, but just doing good in my classes and taking what I learned in the classroom and applying it to the outside world.
Neslin's family, especially her dad, have motivated her to succeed on the court and in the classroom.
He's my best friend and we do everything together, and he's been to every single one of my games. I don't know if he's going to be able to come to every single one this year, but he's trying to. So he definitely pushes me the hardest.
If Neslin's dad can't make it to too many games, let's make sure we pack the Cobain Arena for her and the rest of the Panthers. For Panther Pregame, I'm Akeana Roots. Back to you.
Thanks, Akeana. Dom Neslin will be a key part in filling in some pieces that the Panthers lost coming into this year.
Yeah, Jonah, of course, 2 big pieces. It's going to be the first time in Chelsea Banbury's career here at High Point that she won't have Callie Shire leading her team on the court. She is on the staff as an assistant coach for the team, but they also lost your Big South Player of the Year in Lauren Bevis last year. So those are 2 big shoes for the team to fill.
One of those impact players will be Nakia Terrell, as she comes in for her 4th year here, being looked at as a leader for the squad.
Yeah, she ended last year earning all-conference second team, and the expectations didn't just build from the team, but also the Big South. They gave her first team preseason all-conference honors. She's shown glimpses of what could be a top player in the Big South in her sophomore year, averaging 10, 4, and 3, before having a bit of a lower year last year, but you kind of expect that when you're going and playing behind Lauren Bevis. But Jonah, a lot of the spotlight's going to Nakia Terrell. Is there anybody else on this squad that you think is going to have a big impact that may not be spoken about as much?
Yeah, Nevaeh Zavala is a player that comes to mind right away. The Panthers play very well in transition that starts with rebounding missed shots. Zavala's ability on the boards and on defense creates and extends crucial possessions for the Panthers. She blossomed into a big role last season, and I expect that role to become even bigger this season. That's all the time we have. from here with the Panther pregame, I'm Jonah Alewine.
And I'm Scott Semanchik. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.